Okay, so real quick. So if you guys been following me, you guys know I like to back test and research and create a lot of strategies. And I don't do it for the purpose of creating strategies. Um, at this point, I think I'm becoming addicted to creating strategies. But just to try to get better with my trade and see where I mess up. People journal, but I take to the next level. I go and put research and analysis, use the data, manipulate the data, kind of see how can I, trade better. How can I maximize my profit? How can I minimize my loss? So throughout doing that, I just by default come up with strategies. So this one strategy I want to talk about, if you've been following me, is my trade with Mike fifth candle entry strategy. Fifth candle entry strategy. So what does that mean? Now you see day 1 5 minute. So I'm on a wrong thing. So for this strategy, you must be on a 1 minute time frame. Day 1 1 minute. So how does this strategy work? Simple. So you see 9:30. That's where market open. I trade New York session, opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So, and you can tell by where the candles now have gray shades under them. Prior to 9:30, just all black. So that's market open. That's the first candle. So this is a 1 minute time frame. So that candlestick is a 1 minute candle. Now, fifth candle entry strategy is pretty much, all in the name. So you're going to count 5 candles. Whatever the fifth candle is, whatever that color is, that's the direction you want to go for your entry. So first candle's green, second red, third green, fourth red, fifth is green. So that means you want to go for calls. You want to go long. It's some science behind it too. I'm not going to get into that, not on this video. But so it's not just picking a random, candle at this point. So anyway, so the green candle, the fifth candle, it will close at the top of this body, putting us at around the price of 687.34. Now, also, if you guys been following me, always push, go for a 50-cent price move. Don't go for a long $2, $3. Go for a 50-cent price move. And until you get advanced and you're comfortable, you can go for higher price moves. But starting off 50-cent price move, and I should just continue to do that. Just keep it at 50 cents. You can maximize your profit other ways, but let me stay on track. Now, so 687.34. So all we need to do is for it to go, to make our 50-cent move, for it to reach that target, we need the price to go up to 687.84. So add 50 cents to that 34, 84. So we just round off and say 85. 687.85. When they hit that, then you hit our price target. Now, if you see up here, I have above the 930 candlestick, I have another white line. So that's our take profit line. That's a 50-cent move. So if I go up there, we said we need 87.85. That's 87.86. So the white line is about 87.87. So that's a 50-cent move. That's what we need. Now, let's see what it did. If it hit it, remember we need 687.85. Okay. It's up there. It looked like he had to hit it. So let's go check. 687, 80, 76, 79, 80, 85. So on what candlestick did it hit 85? This 949 candlestick. 949. Let me see. Yep. So 949 candlestick. So somewhere around this 949, it hit. Now, also you might see this two red lines. This red line here and this red line here. What are those red lines? Those red lines are the 15-minute range. Now, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. At 9:30, see the top, the wick, the top of that wick, that red line, and at the bottom of this candle body is a little wick, but at the bottom is a red line. So within that range, that's the first 15 minutes of the day. That's the first 15 minutes candlestick. Now, anybody familiar with the ORB, they know the 15-minute ORB is one of the popular ones, most people trade. And so when I trade the ORB, I use the 15-minute. I've tried the 5, the 1 minute, 30 minutes, but the 15 minutes is the more accurate to me because sometimes the 5-minute range is too early. Sometimes the 30-minute ORB is too late. You've been and missed the move. And sometimes, but with the 30 minutes, you've been and missed the move. And with the 5-minute, sometimes you be too early and then they give you the wrong direction. But the 15 minutes seems to be more consistent. And so when I'm trading SPY, the 15-minute range usually is about a 90% accurate for SPY. And this if you're going for like a dollar move. See, one thing about me, I'm big on a price movement. Like knowing your price movement. So if you're going for a dollar move or a 50-cent move, using the 15-minute ORB is about a 90% accuracy rate. Now, so that's a good model to use. So, but we're talking about strategy trade. What Mike come up with is the 5th candle entry strategy. Now, you guys just seen that I hit the target. And so what I can tell you, as far as my research, on average out of 10 trades, it has a 90% success rate. Now, to go a step further, we're going to compare it up to the 15-minute ORB. So that's pretty much like the holy grail for entry right now, the 15-minute ORB. So I'm going to compare it up to that. Now, in my research, on average, with 10 trades, comparing the 15-minute ORB to TradeWithMyke 5th candle entry strategy, and this usually on SPY, I'm pretty sure it works for the other one, but I trade SPY. My direction, the 5th candle entry strategy direction was the same, was in line with the 15-minute ORB 8 out of 10 times. Now, that's not bad. The holy grail of entries at the moment is on par with it out of 10 times, 8 of the times. Now, what's more interesting, out of the 2 times that our direction was different, one of the times I was actually right, and the other time the 15-minute ORB was actually right. So it wasn't like our direction was different 20% of the time, and out of that 20% of the time that the ORB was right 100% of the time. Nope. Our direction was different 20% of the time, and out that 20% of the time, we both was right 50% of the time. So pretty much that's saying, on average, for my strategy, the 5th candle entry strategy is the same as the holy grail of entry, the 15-minute ORB. So that's a feat right there. But, it's not about me, and, this about, teaching you guys some strategy that's going to raise the probability of you being profitable. So what do we have with the strategy? It's simple. Fifth candlestick, dictate the color of that candlestick dictates the direction you're going, if you're going long or short. Then setting your price target for the stock no more than 50 cents. Now, you can go lower than 50 cents. That would even increase your probability even more. You get to your take profit sooner, But my research has showed me, on average, 90% of the time, some might be even 95. It's 90% of the time that the 50-cent move is always made. And this is even using the ORB, and you see the ORB is pretty much similar, far as direction. But the 50 cent is always made, even through rangy periods when it's just ranging. I mean, like when the range is only like $1.50, it's fluctuating from $1, down and up within a $1.50 range, or even a dollar range. It could be a 70-cent range, but on average, 9 times out of 10, that 50-cent target is going to be hit. So I say, do the 50 cent. On days when it's ranging real tightly, and it's contracting so much, and it's not a big price move which is ranging in, sometimes you might get a dollar move, a 70-cent move, but that'd be like at the top. And then it's like that's tricky trying to hit that, because you have to, you pretty much have to have your take profit set. You can't manually be fast enough sometimes. So bam, in a nutshell, there it is. Fifth candlestick, color of the candlestick, they take the direction. Make sure you have a 50-cent price move set. You can set it and forget it pretty much. If you're not on a trading platform that allows for the target profit, the take profit, and the stop loss, just say you're using Robinhood, you're gonna have the option of setting your stop loss, then manually taking profit, or setting your take profit, which be setting a limit order to your price, and then manually doing your stop. That way I prefer, because it allows you for being greedy, because it'll just take the profit. Because usually by 10:30 on average, the move will be made, and you'll be out of the trade by 11 on average. But a lot of times the move is going to be made before 10. Sometimes it's going to be made 9:35. Excuse me. Sometimes I said 10. Usually the move is made by 10:30 and out by 11. But on average, what I see a lot of times, and that's on average, but what I see a lot of times is the move is made before 10:30. And when I mean the move is made, I mean the entry, and the exit by 10:30. Now, with this move, we were in 9:35, 5 minutes after market open. Let me go back to the 1 minute. 5 minutes after the market open, we had our entry. Then up here, it hit take profit. Down here around 9:49 on that candlestick that opened at 9:49. It hit the take profit. So what's that? 14 minutes. We got what 9:35. 14 minutes. So like I said, a lot of time I see the move has been made, the entry and the exit had happened, or the entry and the take profit had happened before 10:30. Now, What I tell you with day trading, try to be done with your trades by 11 o'clock. And your maximum hard stop is 12:30. By all means, be done by 12:30. Just out of my research, that's the latest time that it makes sense. You know, it's really gonna range and not move and just trap you, hit you with a theta trap at that point. So there it is. Fifth candle entry strategy. Trade with Mike. Top of the new year, we're gonna go live with the strategy. I don't know if we're gonna go live every day. I'm gonna think about that and update you guys along the way. Before we get to the first of the year, and y'all can trade the strategy even before then. Trade the strategy, then let me know how it go. Come back to this video in the comments and let me know how it went. All right, hope that helped.